Marikana is tracking the story for us. He's live in Marikana in the northwest this afternoon. And Slee, how are residents there, especially those employed at Sibanye, digesting the news of these job losses that we're hearing will come in December?
Well, certainly I can tell you, Sebegile, that mining communities here in the Platinum Belt are quite anxious, many frustrated, and many really wondering exactly what the future holds for them here in this particular area. They've just been informed about looming retrenchments that could take place if Sibanye gets its way, really, around December or early next year. They have issued that Section 189 notice that comes into effect as of yesterday, giving them 60 days to start a consultation process with various stakeholders, including labor unions, on essentially what that retrenchment is going to look like. And so, as you can imagine, those working in the mines are saying that this is their bread and butter. They don't essentially know how they're going to take care of their families as well as the communities they live in. I just want to ask my colleague Tebogo to just give you a view of just what the conditions of some of these miners are living in. This is just one of the informal settlements here in Marikana. Many of them, of course, many of the mine workers rather residing here in these informal settlements. Many people living in corrugated iron. I mean, service delivery is essentially quite poor at this stage. And if you take away these miners' salaries, then it essentially puts them in a dire situation. But let's just take a listen to what some of them had to say to me earlier on.
It's going to make a lot of people to suffer due to what a lot of people, they won't be able to get money to buy food. Children won't be able to go to school. And the business is going to go down, especially for people who are depending on the business. So they are not going to get any income. So everything is going to go down.
And despite that worry, Slee, reflected by that one man that you spoke to there in Marikana, Sibanye insists that there's no other way but to cut jobs.
Essentially, that's what they're saying, Temigile, because they're saying that the shafts that have been identified, there's around 3 to 4 of those shafts that have been identified that are really not making any money, and essentially they're also not economically viable because there isn't any minerals anymore to mine underneath these shafts, and so they're saying that they just essentially have no other choice. And this comes after, of course, Sibanye acquired Lonmin around June this year, and through that acquisition they of course then absorbed around 26,000 employees. So they're saying that they need to essentially start cutting jobs in order to maintain operations here in Marikana. But of course this consultation process that's going to take place following the Section 189 notice means that Labour of course will be fighting hard in order to retain a number of jobs, and obviously try and redeploy some of the mine workers into other mines, or essentially reskill them in order to take up other jobs. But let's just take a listen to what the Sibanye spokesperson had to say to ENCA.
We did review the entire operation. In 2017, Lonmin suggested that there might be 12,600 jobs at risk. We've done a full review, and we are going to keep some of the operations going. For instance, K4B shaft, which will preserve about 2,700 jobs. But unfortunately, the ones that you've indicated, E1, W1 and Hossi, are at the end of their reserves.
That's James Wellstead, Sibanye-Stillwater spokesperson, bringing to an end our conversation with our reporter, Marikana.